Franklin TV Sports presents Franklin High School Championship Field Hockey. Today from Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton High School, it's the state semifinals of field hockey with your Franklin High Panthers, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 1 seeded Porkers of Walpole High School. Hi, neighbors, and welcome to our telecast. I'm Pete Royce, working alongside Jay Horrigan. Jay, this ties for Franklin the furthest they've ever advanced in the tournament. They go to the semifinals today with a big game here against Walpole.
Takes on, Pete, their arch nemesis outside of the Hockomock League, Walpole, and it'll be an interesting game because both teams have not given up many goals. Franklin has only given up 6 goals all season and have scored, I think I calculated on Saturday, close to 170 goals for the season. So it'll be interesting how this plays out.
The Panthers with a record of 20-0-1. Listen to this, Walpole 21-0. So they both played 21 games. Franklin undefeated, one tie against Fian, and Walpole played Fian and beat them in the last game of the tournament, 1-0 in double overtime. How close can you get? And you're right, Jay. These are two rivals. Seems like Franklin and Walpole constantly playing a big game, especially in field hockey.
Absolutely. They've been kind of going at each other, if you will, for the last several years. You go back a couple of years, Pete, there was actually an issue in a game between the two teams over a goal that was allowed or disallowed that cost Franklin at least the ability to tie the match, if not win it.
Yeah, I kind of remember shades of that going back a few years. Here's how the two teams got here. Franklin with wins over Westford 5-0, Winchester 6-0, and Acton-Boxborough, the number 5 seed. That was a great matchup, 4 versus 5, and Franklin took it 3-0. And for our opponent here tonight, Walpole, they defeated Marshfield 6-0. They defeated Lincoln Sudbury 3-0 and Bishop Fian 1-0 in double overtime.
Pete, I will just add to that there, the game Saturday against Acton-Boxborough, although the final score was 3-0,
yeah,
it was not a 3-0 game. Franklin dominated that game. Most of the game was played in their offensive end. And a minute into the game, or 2 minutes in, they scored a goal. Carney was able to put one in, and they were just in control from there on out.
Well, that is great. So Franklin, coached by Michelle Hess. Jay, what a job Coach Hess has done in her 2 stints as head coach here in Franklin.
She's done unbelievable both times she's been a coach. This most recent incarnation has gone on, I think she's been here 4 or 5 years back. She was back in, I'm going to say 2014 or so, or 15, she left just due to some family obligations, and she came back after Coach Cropper, Lisa Cropper, who's now on the sideline as an assistant coach with Walpole, left to go to Dean College.
It is a tight network, isn't it?
It is, and I'm actually amazed I know that much about field hockey.
Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First, for the number 4 seeded Panthers, they will start Maddie O'Brien, a junior. Ella Griffin, a junior. Lindsay Dennett, senior captain. Chloe Essam, senior. Sophia Cuneo, senior captain. Emily Carney, junior. Ava Lucenta, sophomore. Raina Crandall, junior. Brooke Taylor, senior. Haley Wernig, can she motor up the field? She is a junior, and Devin Barry in goal, the sophomore. For the Porkers of Walpole, coached by Jen Quinn, they will start Kate Schneider, a sophomore, Elena Gavoni, a senior, Taylor Carter, a senior, Caitlin Naughton, a junior, Karen Birch, a senior captain, Katie Colleran, a senior captain, Kendall Cusack, a sophomore, Izzy Adams, a junior, Emily Hagan, a sophomore, Grace Hagan, a sophomore. I imagine they're twin sisters. And in goal for the Porkers, Abby Johnson. She is a senior. So the officials for today's game, Margaret Brown Oberlander, Juan Kim, And Nate Gattani, I know you know Matthew, Jay.
Yes, Matt Gattani has been around. He actually assigns a lot of field hockey umpires. He umpires, and he had, going back to that controversial Franklin Walpole game, he was not on the field, but his wife was on the field during that game and was a part of that whole controversy.
Just to set the stage a little further, Franklin 16-0 in the Hockomock, where they had 13 shutouts, and then in the tournament, 3 more shutouts for a total of 13 shutouts on the season, and in league play, they gave up a total of 3 goals all season long. Unbelievable record for Michelle Hess and the Panthers of Franklin. And Jay, it must be something to get this far, the semifinals of the MIA State Tournament Division I. They've only been here one time before. And if you advance today, it goes to the furthest they've ever been, and that would be the championship game against the winner of either Andover or Wachusett, also playing today.
Yeah, it is amazing how well they've done and how close they are to reaching their goal of a state title. They've had one of those years, Pete, that you can only dream about. Even when they haven't played well, they've been able to win, and they've continued to just bring that strong offensive game. And even more so, their defense has been tremendous against Acton Boxborough. Acton Boxborough could not get anything going because the players were all over Acton Boxborough's key athletes. So it is great to see them get this far. Hopefully, would love to see them get one step further.
And you look at it, 16 shutouts on the season. That's been amazing. The Panthers have alternated goalkeepers, but it's mostly Devin Barry, Jay, the sophomore, with a little bit of backup duty from Chloe Strasner. But what can you say about Barry? She's been an unbelievable force in goal for the Panthers.
She has been great. She wasn't overly tested on Saturday. She did have 3 or 4 saves that came up big. But I think it says a lot about the defense in front of both the goalkeepers that shows how strong they have been all year.
All players being introduced before this neutral crowd, so to speak, a neutral site, not necessarily a neutral crowd. Talking to Coach Michelle Hess before the game, she called Walpole aggressive, skilled, well-coached, and really disciplined. And that's going to be the challenge to. And that sounds a lot like Franklin, to be honest with you, Jay.
Well, Pete, these teams, the coaches are close.
Yeah.
They work together. They work out. Maybe not the players as much together, but the coaches know each other's styles. They've both been around forever as we get ready for the national anthem here.
Jen Quinn has been the coach of the Walpole Porkers since 2017, so this is her 7th year, and we said Michelle has 2 separate stints as the head coach of the Franklin High Panthers. So the fans are getting ready here. It's a pretty good crowd on hand. We've been here for football, Jay. It looks a little bit different to be configured for field hockey.
Well, I will say, Pete, the last time I was here for football, the press box we're in right now was not the same. We were in an old, beat-up press box that felt like it might fall.
And I remember being here and doing the game from the bleachers on the far side. So we're waiting for the pregame ceremonies. It's been quite lengthy here, which on a cold day, I'm not sure how everybody takes that all in. But right now, we're going to be rising here with the rest of the fans here at Tiger Stadium on the Taunton High campus for the playing of our national anthem. So there you go, the playing of our national anthem from Tiger Stadium in Foxborough. And Jay, before we get too far, we should acknowledge our great student representative here, Kylie Silvestri, our representative to the MIAA.
We are thrilled to have Kylie with us. She was willing to step up and help us out, doing some spotting, helping us out. Pete, as you and I know, you and I both need the help with names quite often.
Yeah,
So.
and she also informs us of 3 college commits on the part of the Franklin High Panthers. Sophia Cuneo will be going to the Rochester University, and Emily Carney, only a junior, is already committed to Fairfield University, and the other junior, Haley Wernig, she's committed, she's a junior, she'll be going in 2 years to UMass Lowell. Those are some top-notch schools, and congratulations to them. Perhaps continuing the tradition of a long line of good college commits from Franklin High athletic programs.
Pete, another similarity between the two teams, if people were watching during the national anthem, they both do the same thing. Hands on the shoulders of the player in front of them, another similarity between these two.
And we saw Coach Michelle Hess with her hands on the shoulder of her assistant coach, Rachel McCullough. We're ready to go. We gave you the starting lineups. We gave the officials. All that's left is 4 15-minute periods of field hockey in the semifinals of the MIAA state tournament. Jay, seems like we were just starting at Beaver Pond Field a couple of months ago. Probably 60 degrees.
Was a little warmer than it was right now. You know we can get going when about 5 minutes ago, trainer Jen wheeled all her equipment onto the field here. You can't begin any Franklin High activity until TJ's in the house and she's here.
And Jay, this represents the furthest that any Franklin team has advanced in the fall campaign. Soccer, boys and girls, had great season, but they lost their last game, and football has been knocked out, and volleyball is still alive. Yeah, tonight.
Volleyball is actually playing later tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we will not be able to live stream that as we didn't have a student volunteer to help us out. But you can follow the action, I'm sure. Athletic Director Kara Ellis will be heading over there. They're playing over at Oliver Ames, so we'll be heading over there as soon as this game ends.
Here we go, 44 degrees in Taunton for center pass for the Panthers against the Porkers of Walpole, two rivals. The officials exchanging cards. I believe they're wired up for communications as well. They'll be chatting with each other during the game, probably talking about which restaurant they're going to go to tonight.
Interesting thing, Pete, is that for the most part, football officials in our area do not use the communication devices. Field hockey, you use it if you are umpiring middle school games.
You're right.
It is a mandatory part of your uniform.
So, center pass was collected by the Panthers, but quickly taken back by Walpole. Now to the far side. One thing, we're sitting behind the bleachers, which is behind the track, so we have quite a distance to the field. As the Panthers will put it in bounds, Brooke Taylor with it for Franklin. Her pass is collected by Walpole, and they'll start out.
Pete, another impressive thing about what they've done here at Taunton High School, along with new stands, new press box, as Walpole breaks down, have a whistle there. The new scoreboards, is the first time I've seen it in action. It's very impressive.
And it's powerful, too. We
Yeah.
have a big message out there. It's bright. For the Panthers, taking it up is Haley Wernig, and here she comes. She's got tremendous speed. We've highlighted that all season long. Wernig, her ball is taken back by the Porkers out to center of the field, and Emily Carney commits a foul and will go over to Walpole. Just the start of things. From a stray ball went on the field, and so they'll have to retrieve that. And
I do think, Pete, one of the keys here is the Franklin's defense slowing Walpole down. Walpole likes to score early and often. The Panthers need to, if they do give up a goal, they've got to keep it close. Neither one of these teams can afford to get any distance behind the other one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we look for a low-scoring game here today as Ella Griffin takes it back for Franklin. Controlled now by Walpole. They try to take it in. Can't get it into the circle. Knocked away there
Penalty
by Lindsay.
corner.
Lindsay
Penalty corner.
Dennett. And the foul called. That's the first penalty corner.
So I think it went off the foot of one of the Panther players there. You'll see the players grabbing their masks. An interesting rule change in field hockey here in Massachusetts. The girls don't have to wear the eye shields anymore during regular play. A lot of them do have masks for these penalty corners.
Yeah, they do have. They're all tied in with Devin Barry, and the Porkers with the first offensive penalty corner. They have it outside the circle. An aerial, and it's score. An aerial shot is scored, and Walpole leads it 1-0. That's a tremendous play.
You know, Barry jumped up and tried to stop that, but she was unable to do so.
Yeah, that is an amazing play. Normally, Jay, on a corner, the ball has to strike the 12-inch line and bar below, but not on an aerial.
Yeah.
Because it's not considered a full swing.
Correct.
It's a lift, and you can go right over. It's hard to track it.
Yeah. So we're going to try to figure out who scored that goal. It was a cluster of players down there on the field.
It didn't take long, only 2.5 minutes into the game. Try to get the name Franklin back quickly. They flipped the field, so they'll play from behind. It is a beautiful shot. We saw Emily Carney get an aerial on a penalty corner in the second to the last game, the game against Winchester.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing as it's cleared out of there by Walpole.
Goes out on the far side, and Franklin will control it.
Carney draws a double team, gets through 2, 3. Now she loses it, but she's fouled on the play, and the Panthers will have it.
You know, on Saturday against Acton Boxborough, especially the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game, not only did Carney score, she controlled that. Between her and Warnig, they controlled that, and I think we're going to have a penalty corner here for Franklin.
Yep, their first one. Sophia Cuneo will inbound it. She'll insert it. Along the arc is Wernig. And also out there is Maddie O'Brien. And also Emily Carney. Cuneo with the insert. Here she goes. It comes out to Emily Carney. Carney is going to unfold one. It's blocked. And another foul called here. But this one is called, I believe, for a tough hit, I think.
What I believe is the Walpole player's goal stick was on the ground, and Carney swung her stick and hit, not the ball, hit the stick, and therefore that's a turnover.
First goal of the evening for the Walpole Porkers. Number 15, senior.
So it's Karen Birch who's credited with the goal for Walpole. Karen Birch, a senior. Captain, here's the Panthers on the steal, now taken back by Walpole. They lead it 1-0 early on. One thing about penalty corners, Jay, and the path to this tournament, to this game here today, Franklin way in front of their opponents in penalty corners won.
Well, Pete, you also think about just their sheer dominance and outscoring teams this year. They gave up 1 goal in the last game of the year to North Attleboro, but before that, they hadn't given up a goal in 6 weeks. Yeah. And that's the first goal they've given up since the end of the regular season.
Raina Crandall takes it in for the Panthers. Coming through
nice
inside the scoring zone. Tries to get the backhander off. She's blocked, and the ball will be out to the 16 on a free hit the other way for Walpole.
One thing, Pete.
No, they're not. They're going to give Franklin a free hit at the 25.
You'll notice these officials, and this is how they get to this level. They hold their whistles a lot. They'll point in a direction, and if that team loses the advantage, they'll blow it. But they don't want to stop the play, although it seems that to people.
Ball rolled up on the Panther, and the Porkers take it to midfield, blocked there by Carney, and now whistle stops play. Carney wins it. Franklin down 1-0 early on here in the first period from Taunton. Our producer, our director tonight is Chris Leverone. Free hit coming for the Panthers at the 30. Franklin, that's a wicked smash. It's going to be off the leg of a Porker.
Yeah, I believe that's. Yeah. Franklin, and Franklin's being told to keep the ball down.
Whistle and a foul called again.
Franklin ball. It looked like it went off the hand of a player.
Franklin charging in, tries to get a shot on goal. Good look, but it's blocked. And blocked in front of the net. And Walpole sends it out to relieve the pressure.
Pete, one of the things I was really impressed with the other day is the way Carney, when there's a turnover and it's Franklin's ball, she just gets that ball and goes. She doesn't wait. You might as well try to capitalize on that until someone tells you to stop.
There you go, yeah. This is Carney, of whom Jay spoke. And she's fouled again. There she goes, just on cue. And she draws a triple team foul yet again. She'll go again. Emily Carney gets it out deep for Crandall, and her ball is taken back by Walpole. And they'll start out on the near side. They lead it 1-0. Good passing inside the midfield stripe. Charging through with it for Walpole is Elena Gavoni. And now it's an out-of-bounds play. It'll be back to the Porkers. And they'll take it in quickly.
Nice move there.
Franklin clears it, gets it inside. Now it's sent out of bounds. It'll be a
Franklin ball, they indicated, went off one of the Walpole players.
So Franklin will take it. Just about almost midway through the first period, 1-0. Ball turned over. And with it now is Emily Hagan. Ball in front, right in front, charging through, trying to get control. It's blocked. And ball still in front. The whistle, no whistle. Ball still is battled for it. Another shot, a save. Ball is up in the air. Franklin getting support to Barry, and they make the save.
Corner.
But they made the save in heavy traffic, and it's going to be the second penalty corner offensively for the Walpole Porkers.
Coach Hess on the sideline yelling out some instructions to her players.
Tremendous pressure in front of the goal, and the Panthers doing a good job to help out Devin Barry back there. You can see the opportunistic style of play for Walpole, and they'll have their second penalty corner. It comes out to the top. Working it down low in front. Good passing, the save there, and another off the leg of a Porker, and Franklin survives the second penalty corner. And we stay at 1-0. Walpole.
Lindsay Dennett puts it in play.
Franklin trying to win it back. A lot of effort there on the far side. It is controlled by Franklin, now taken back by Walpole at midfield. Their pass is battled for, controlled by the Porkers. Now getting it is Ella Griffin, but she commits a foul, goes back to Walpole. Blocked there by Raina Crandall.
Ooh.
Now the ball charges through, a foul called against Walpole. Crandall went down hard.
Yeah, got hit in the back there, which obviously is not allowed.
Franklin, good work here by Cuneo. She wins it. Sophia trying to get beyond midfield, barely, but it's out of bounds. They're going to give it to Walpole. And now it goes out again, and Cuneo will have it back for Franklin. 4:48 to go in the first period. 1-0 Walpole, the state semifinals. This is the final four matchup. Izzy Adams for the Porkers. Her ball is deflected out off the leg of Walpole. And Franklin will have the free hit inside their side of the field. Crandall, thinking about it, gets it past too strong for Sophia Cuneo on the near sideline.
I think that the Panthers, Pete, just you can tell so far this is by far the strongest competition. They've got to be much more aware of their passes and where the defenders are. It's not coming to them as easy as it has earlier in the season.
Yeah, I'd say territorially it's been a slight advantage to Walpole.
Yeah, Franklin did a great job right after the goal, putting the pressure down at the Walpole end, but the last couple of minutes, Walpole's kind of taken that back.
Kate Schneider with it, and she draws a foul. It's going to go back to Izzy Adams. charging in front. Franklin, 2 players there they can't control. Backhander by Adams, controlled there by Franklin, not cleared yet. Now it's going to go in the corner and out of bounds, and Franklin, let's see, no, they'll give it to Walpole. And here they come again. Backhander blocked. Nice block there by Maeve Ralston, who's in the game for Franklin. Now foul called here, and it'll be coming back to Walpole. Centering pass is blocked. Violation against Franklin. They'll take it again. With it here is Karen Birch. She's got the goal.
Franklin has to, Pete, really weather this storm. Again, this is about as much pressure as we've seen anybody put on Franklin all year.
Ball goes to the end line. A free hit at the 16 coming out for Franklin. You're right. I mean, this is the top-notch competition here.
Yeah.
And it gets down. This is top. This is the number 1 ranked team in the state.
Yeah.
The good news is you get by that, then you got a little lower seed in the next round, but not much lower.
Well, at this point, every team is deserving of where they are and what they can do.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first period. The goal came 2.5 minutes into the game. Out with it is Cusack.
Nice job there by the Porkers to bring the ball out and kind of reset. Unfortunately, right there, they had, I believe, a football and turning it over, but they get it back, Pete.
The Walpole with it, dribbling it up. Trying to get the centering pass. It's blocked, taken back down there by the Panthers, now retrieved by Walpole. Franklin tries to clear it, and it stayed in bounds. Cuneo fighting for it. Walpole comes out with it near the circle, hit out deeper, and the ball will be awarded
Walpole.
to Walpole.
Yeah. The umpire just moving it where the foul occurred.
A looper is blocked by Carney, and violation anyway. I think a dangerous hit there.
Yeah.
And Franklin will take it back. We are under 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Walpole controlling the territory here in this phase of the first quarter. Ralston gets it over to Cuneo. And Franklin with the fast break, one of their rare ones. Charging up is Raina Crandall. Raina on the left side.
Whistle.
And she's fouled. Was she inside the circle?
No, she's
she wasn't.
About the 18-yard line, 19-yard line.
So a free hit coming for the Panthers. Raina Crandall doing a good job.
Oh, it is a corner.
Yeah. So that is two each on the two teams here. And it'll be Cuneo. Yeah, I thought it was right near the circle, but they called it in, so we'll do the corner. This is the second one for the Panthers offensively. They've given up 2. Cuneo has O'Brien out there. Crandall is out there. Wernig is out there. And Emily Carney is there. It's going to go to Haley Wernig, to Carney. Carney goes low. It's blocked. And another foul. Is it another corner? It's another corner. That's 3 on Franklin offensively. They've given up 2. So with no time go, this is going to be an untimed play, Jay, on the penalty corners.
If there's a penalty corner in field hockey, they play it out. Even if the time runs out, you play it out.
Until Walpole touches the ball.
Well, Franklin will not be able to really work it around at any length of time.
Until it gets outside of the
Yeah.
And let's see. They're going to call another one.
Yeah. So you will continue to play it until Walpole regains control of the ball. Basically on the outside. It has to go outside of the circle for them to shoot on goal. But then they can't bring it way out and try to work it around.
Wernig for Carney. Backhander is blocked. And ball is going to come out now, and that should do it.
That'll do it, yeah.
So that'll end the first period. 1 goal. It came 2.5 minutes into the game by Karen Birch. And that has been all the scoring here in the game. It started at 12:30. Birch capitalizing on some good pressure by the Porkers in the offensive end. poke it home, and that's been about it. Franklin, a few chances down there, Jay, but not some real good shots that they took down low. Some heavy traffic down low as well, preventing them from unleashing a good shot.
Well, you look back on some of the games during the year where they're not getting what they've had in the past is on those corners. Quite often, Kearney will have a easy time hitting the ball back into the circle. And she scored off that. They've scored goals off of rebounds. And right now, though, tonight, Walpole has been right on top of her.
So a beautiful goal by Birch. Goes aerial. And that's your only score in the game. So Franklin, I don't know how you adjust to this. It's just it's a skill level out there too, Jay. You can see the Walpole, very talented with their skill level. You have to maybe be a little sharper on the passes and try to find some space, but there's not a lot of green space on this magnificent field here in Taunton.
I think you've got to keep an eye on how the Franklin athletes respond. They're clearly, it's the best opponent they've played all season. That's without a doubt. And a lot of times during the season, their opponents, they have been significantly better than them. They've got a tremendous team coached by a tremendous coach. So for them to be in a tough game, I don't believe they've been behind all year. I think this is the first time they've been behind in a game.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
They've only given up. That was only the seventh goal they've given up.
In their first goal in the playoffs
yes,
that they've given up. So 3 straight shutouts.
Now, that being said, Walpole has not given up a goal yet in the playoffs.
So we go into period number 2. 1-0 is your score. This is the Final 4. The winner moves on, and we'll play the winner of tonight's match between Andover, the number 2 seed, and Wachusett, the number 3 seed. Wachusett knocked Franklin out of the playoffs last year at Wachusett.
It is, Pete, amazing how a lot of these, in this new format tournament that we have, a statewide tournament, how often it ends up the top 4 seeds or the 4 of the top 5 seeds in the state semis.
We have the top 4 here in this tournament. So here we go, period number 2, the number 4 ranked Panthers against the number 1 ranked Walpole Porkers. Porkers have it to midfield. Kearney steals it, and she draws a foul. Here she goes, Emily Kearney. Good move, Kearney taking it down. Kearney makes another move. Her backhander comes up short in front and is cleared out of there by Walpole. I think the Panthers will have it, though, on the far side. Just underway here in the second period. Pete Royce, Jay Horrigan with you. Help in the booth by Kylie Silvestri, freshman at Franklin High School. Franklin back on offense. In the corner it goes. It's going to be taken down in there by Elena Gavoni, and she clears it, but not all the way out. And it'll be back to the Panthers inside midfield. Oh, they've had to earn their trips to the offensive end. This is Maeve Ralston. She'll go backwards to it, to Ella Griffin. Griffin back on the left side. Franklin trying to get some space. Charging through is Raina Crandall. Still controlling it, and there's a whistle. Crandall still puts it in play. Raina charging through, gets through one, and now a whistle and a foul called against Walpole. Franklin will have the free hit coming in. And Ralston will go to work. She dribbles it through. Coming through in front. Crandall is there. Her shot, the save there on a nice save by Abby Johnson. And here come the Porkers on a break. They take it out, but Franklin's defense comes back, and Lindsay Dennett is there to stop things, but it's going to be a free hit coming for Walpole. That was a nice save by Abby Johnson.
Very nice. She's a senior for Walpole, which helps.
Walpole goes aerial. They get it in front. Spinning through, and right further in front, the shot in the goal again. It didn't take long for Walpole to flip the field, and a little light show going on here at Tiger Stadium. .206 of this period. It's interesting. Franklin gave up a goal at 12:30 of the first period, now 12:54 of the second period. It's 2-0 Walpole.
Franklin's going to have to really ratchet up their pressure and also their defense. They this period they've done a great job of controlling the time of possession, but as we've seen, it takes Walpole no time at all to put the ball in the net.
Seemed like they were sparked by that save by Johnson. Just took it up the field. An aerial pass got it deep, and they did the rest down low. 2-0 Walpole. Cuneo inbounds it to Ella Griffin. Oh, let's check it. It is Cuneo, I believe, and a whistle and a foul called against the Panthers. The ball will go back to Walpole. 2-0 early on in the second period.
And another goal for Walpole at the 12:54 mark. Izzy Adams
Ralston
for the Porters, assisted by Taylor Carter.
Adams from Carter.
There's the aerial by the Panthers. It's been an effective play here tonight. It's figured in both scores. Here's Haley Wernig, and she's going to be drawing a corner. That's the fifth one against Walpole, but Franklin unable to capitalize yet. They've given up 2. They've taken 5 offensively. The Panthers need a spark here.
Yeah, at some point, Pete, they've got to put one of these in.
Cuneo to insert it. She gets it out to Emily Carney. She'll drop it for Raina Crandall. She unloads. It's blocked in there, and it's going to be off of an arm, I believe, of Cuneo, and the ball will go back to Walpole. They survived the 5th penalty corner against the Panthers. There's another aerial. Franklin tries to get to it, and they win the ball at near midfield.
You know, Walpole effectively uses the aerial more than any team we've seen all year, Pete.
Franklin takes it in. This is Raina Crandall inside the circle, and this she draws a foul. What's it going to be?
Outside.
Outside. Okay, free start here for Franklin.
Carney tried to get going.
And the ball comes back. Carney loops one in, hits a player inside the circle, and now a corner coming. That's number 6 against Walpole. Franklin 0 for 5 so far. Sophia Cuneo, the veteran, to put it in bounds. We get Crandall in front with Wernig and Maddie O'Brien and Emily Carney. Cuneo runs up to it. Now loops it for Emily Carney. She's going to shoot. The high bouncer hits off the right side of the net.
I think it there might have been a deflection there.
And it's another corner.
Yeah, it was a deflect. It looked like Carney's shot was deflected, and that may have been how it got so high up.
It might have been deflected off a body, too.
Yeah.
Here's Cuneo. Back to Emily Carney. Over to Wernig. Back to Carney. Carney unloads on the left wing. It's blocked by Johnson.
As they say, a kick save and a beaut.
It was great. And now another. Is this another corner? Yes. It's number 8. And this is what Franklin does, Jay. They rack up the corners, but you have to put one home.
You know, you're going to find this hard to believe, Pete. The Walpole parents don't agree with that call.
Cuneo for Emily Carney. Carney will dribble it in. Her backhander is blocked. Kicked out of there by Johnson. And now it's going to come out further, and it's going to be another corner. That's going to be number 9 on the Porkers.
Well, that's impressive. Parents booing at a high school sporting event.
9 penalty corners. Franklin looking to get on the board for the first time. Carney has it, drops it for Raina Crandall. Her shot is blocked in front, and it's going to be past the end line and out to the 16 for Walpole. They survived 9 PCs so far in this game.
Yeah, Kylie just bringing up a great point, Pete, is Walpole's midfield has had to run up and down the field 9 times so far while everybody else is standing around. I'm
Exactly.
exhausted just watching them.
Exactly.
I will be napping at halftime.
There you go. Franklin back in their own end with the ball. They go looping out towards midfield, and the Panthers chase it down. This is Raina Crandall. Raina getting through nicely, still with the dribble. Raina gets around it, spins through. Her shot is blocked, still coming through. Out, Franklin digging for it. Emily Carney, her backhander, is looped in front. Ball is loose.
Corner.
And a penalty corner number 10 against the Porkers.
And again, yeah, as Kylie just pointed out, you watch the midfielders running back. After a while, it gets exhausting.
And also, it's pressure on the front end defending against this. Here comes Cuneo for Raina Crandall. Back for Emily Carney. She gets by one. She's in close. Her shot rolls up. It's still loose. And Ralston had a chance for it. She couldn't get a handle on it.
No.
It was loose in front, and it goes past the end line. It will be out to the 16.
It actually rolled by Abby Johnson. She wasn't able to get it. And Franklin ball here.
Wernig wins the ball. A foul called out to the 25. And Wernig will take it in deeper.
Look, no, another corner.
A corner. How? I didn't think she was number 11 in the game. This is so reminiscent of Franklin, but usually it's against inferior teams. I don't know how they're doing it against Walpole. This is something that the Panthers can take some pride in and also rally to this point. Cash in, and if you get a goal here, you've built a lot of momentum. Here's Carney, Emily for Wernig. Haley inside. Her shot is blocked. Chased down by Walpole, and they clear it out of bounds. It could be off of, no, I thought it was, yes, it is off of Franklin. It'll be Walpole with the ball. They've survived 11 penalty corners in this game.
You know, we'll have to watch next time, Pete. The midfielders who are supposed to go back to the 50, which they do, got a little bit of an early jump, at least on that corner, by leaving. Yeah.
Franklin will take it up. Cuneo, well inside the 15 now. She goes through one. Not a lot of room there, and the ball will roll off the end line. It'll be out for a free hit, coming out for the 16 for Walpole.
A good stretch of play there for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Since that goal, they've seemed to have really tightened it up.
They have, with winning all those penalty corners. Here comes Walpole. They have some great speed. Their ball is going to go past everything on the end line. It'll be out to the 16 for Franklin with 5:03 left here in the second period. 2-0, Walpole with the early lead. Ella Griffin, she'll loop it. Rather, that was towards Griffin. Now recovered by Crandall. Here's Raina in the open field.
Crandall, one of the goal scorers on Saturday.
For Wernig, Haley takes it in. Ball is loose and cleared out. Is it going to go past that end line? No, it's kept in by Walpole on a nice save. Cuneo blocks it. She tries to center it up. Her pass is blocked out of bounds. Let's see who they're going to rule it off of. I think it'll be Franklin ball here. Franklin will take it. And they start up. And a whistle stops play. Foul called. Play on. This is Emily Carney. Another whistle stops play.
You know what? They're trying to control it a little more of Carney just getting the ball and going.
Emily backpedals, draws a triple team. Her pass is wide, and it's going to be unattended. It'll be off the end line, coming out to the 16 for Walpole. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It's 2-0, Walpole with the lead. Walpole, the number 1 seed in the tournament, against the number 4 seed, Franklin Panthers. Ball out of bounds. It'll go to Walpole.
Pete, Franklin, I don't think can give up another goal, especially here in this half, and go down 3-0. Walpole, it's going to be as hard as it is coming back from 2-0.
Yeah, Walpole with good speed. They lose the ball here.
Franklin,
and it's won by Maddie O'Brien.
Foul there by Walpole.
O'Brien, the junior, gets it up for Wernig, the junior. Here comes Haley. Hasn't been able to showcase that blazing speed she has yet. But now she takes it, still controlling it, gets it just past Raina Crandall. And that ball is going to not make the end line. So Walpole will have to cover. And they send it out of bounds. Franklin will have it back. Coming up, we're now under 3 minutes to go in the period. So Franklin playing from behind. Here's Emily Carney protecting the ball. Does a 360, still circling. Gets it out to Raina. Raina Crandall is fouled on the play. And Franklin will have the free hit.
You know, that's one thing, Pete, the Panther players just do. They just keep going forward. And part of it, they hope to get that whistle. And they have continuously gotten it today. Just unable to capitalize on it.
Carney's drive hit a player. Back to Emily. She'll go low. It trickles all the way through and kicked out by Abby Johnson. Wasn't on target, but Johnson made sure of it and sent it out wide on the right. Maeve Ralston keeps it in for Franklin. Ralston, good work. For Cuneo. Cuneo can't find the ball, and it's going to be a foul called against Walpole, and the Panthers will still have it in the offensive zone. Now they'll backpedal to set up their play. Ball in the far sideline. The race for it, and they're going to give it to Walpole. We are now we're about 90 seconds left here in the period. And the ball will be put in bounds by Walpole on that far side. And they are in no hurry here. And with it is Elena Gavoni. Gavoni, her ball is blocked on a nice steal there by
I think that was
Cuneo.
I think that was Chloe Essam.
Chloe Essam,
actually.
yep, Chloe Essam, you're right.
The 6 and the 8 are hard to tell in the blue uniforms.
Chloe Essam, the great tennis player for Franklin. Now Cuneo gets it for Wernig. Under a minute to go in the half. Wernig charging through, still controlling, gets through too. She's in the circle. Wernig trying to control. She does. Her ball is advanced a little bit. Cuneo keeps it in. Her shot is saved out of bounds. It's going to be not touched, so it'll come out to the 16-yard line for a free hit for Walpole.
Even though they haven't scored, Pete, I would think this would be a little bit of a confidence boost for the Panthers.
Definitely. They've controlled the play here in the last 7 or 8 minutes, but nothing to show on the scoreboard. Ralston takes it back for Franklin. Looking for Essam. Still holds it. Gets it over to Carney. Emily, a little bit of an air dribble. Still picks it up. Carries it through. Great work by Emily Carney. In front for Ralston. Her centering ball is blocked and a foul called here against Franklin, and a free hit coming for Walpole with 1 second to go. That should do it. The first half comes to a close.
Pete, in that quarter, despite giving up the goal, I think just Kylie was telling me that by her tracking, Walpole only got past midfield 3 times in that half. Franklin clearly dominated it, which was evident if by nothing else, all those penalty corners in a row, just unable to put the ball by Johnson.
Yes, they've had some good looks. Jay, if you take out the first 2.5 minutes of each quarter, you have a 0-0 game. But unfortunately, it's 15 minutes that you got to play.
15, not 12 and a half.
We're going to take a break here, a short break, and come back with the exciting second half. The question is, can Franklin overcome now a 2-goal deficit? So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 4 minutes with the exciting second half. Franklin, the number 4 seed, taking on Walpole at halftime. It's Walpole 2, Franklin nothing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton High School. Here at halftime of the semifinals, the Final Four underway. Franklin trails Walpole 2-0 at halftime. Pete Royce with you, Jay Horrigan. Jay, it's the big challenge for the Panthers. This is a talented team. 2 goals may not seem like a lot, but Walpole is very stingy on defense. They have been all season long.
Absolutely, and Franklin has not been in this position all year long, Pete. Again, we'll go back to them only giving up 7 goals all season.
So here we go. Center pass controlled by Walpole, but Franklin takes it back. This is Maeve Ralston vying for it. She can't get it and kept in by the Porkers, and now it's going to be taken over by Emily Carney. See if Carney can do something here for the Panthers. And she'll go wing to wing for Cuneo. She catches it. Now it's deflected back by Walpole, and they'll take it into the offensive end. All the way up front, going on the sideline, Maddie O'Brien defending, and she wins the ball back. So the Panthers will have it. This is where they've had trouble. The first 2.5 minutes of each of the first 2 periods, they've given up a goal. We'll see if Coach Michelle Hess guards against that here in the third quarter. 15-minute periods, 2 down, 2 to go.
You know, you've got to think there wasn't a heck of a lot for Coach Hess to bring up at halftime because they really did play well. That second quarter, they just weren't able to put it in.
Exactly. O'Brien loops one for Raina Crandall. Raina circles through with it. That's quite a move. Raina Crandall gets some space. Raina still dribbling with it. Now it's lost, and it's going to be a violation here, and Franklin will have it out at the 25, or at the 20 at the point of the foul. Back to Emily Carney. Her blast in front for Wernig. She has it in the circle. She charges through, spinning around, still controlling it, gets one in front, and the ball is blocked and kicked out by a defender. Battle for it on that far side. Cuneo digging for it, and with it there for the Porkers is Izzy Adams, and a violation in the Porkers' control. And let's see.
Another corner.
It's going to be a penalty corner. This is going to be number 12 in the game. Offensively for Franklin, they've given up 2.
Pete, and as I said, we just watched all the midfielders have to run 40 yards back to midfield. It's got to take a toll on them at some point.
Cuneo for Emily Carney. She goes aerial. She shoots. It's blocked in front. The ball is loose, still loose. And
they scored. They get a goal, I think.
No, I don't know.
Or, no, it's a penalty.
Penalty corner.
Penalty.
Yeah, it's a corner.
Johnson got her stick up in the air and was able to block that shot. That aerial by, what'd you say, Pete? That was
Emily Carney.
Carney? Yeah. I think that girls for Franklin thought that goal crossed the line.
Here comes Emily, her backhander. It's blocked. In front, the rebound. They
score!
I think it was Wernig. I'm not sure. I think it was Wernig. The light show is on here at Tiger Stadium. Franklin is on the board. They trail it 2-1, and they get the goal within the first 2 minutes in 3 minutes. Franklin gets the goal. There's jubilation on the sideline for Coach Hess and her team. It's 2-1.
Pete, good use of the word jubile. That word you just used. Good to hear it.
We'll wait for the call. I think it was Wernig, but I'm not positive. We'll wait, see if we can get the official.
So just like Franklin, that's the first goal
that Walpole's given up.
Yeah, that Walpole's given up.
In the playoffs. Ralston wins it for the Panthers. Franklin with a little bit of extra spark here. Taken back, though, by Karen Birch. She's got a goal for Walpole. It's 2-1. Charging through. Ball is loose in front. It's sailed on the sideline. They're going to out of bounds. Walpole will have a good look at it here in the offensive zone.
Pete, the top-notch staff here at Taunton High School are on trying to get us who scored that goal. They've got communication devices radioing down to the sideline.
That's great. So we'll wait for the official word. We think it might have been Wernig. And the ball is loose. It's
24.
kept in. And it's Haley Wernig with
Yep.
the goal.
Yep, Warnick. Haley Warnick.
2-1. Panthers win it. This is Griffin, the spark plug for the Panthers. Just loves to play field hockey. Here's Karen Birch. Birch with a goal. She charges in her centering pass right in front. And Devin Barry with a great save. Good look by Birch, but Barry extends and kicks it out. It'll be a ball coming back at the 16 for Franklin. Barry may not have touched it if they give the ball to Franklin at that 16. Ball comes right in front. It sails in the crease. Right in front. Nobody home, and the Panthers will have it at the 16 coming back.
No, I think it's a
did they
penalty
call a
corner.
They call the corner. So the corners now stand 13, Franklin offensively. This is the third one of the game for Walpole. It hasn't really factored in a direct way yet. But as you say, it may wear out the players charging up. Now Franklin has to be at the 50-yard line, and they'll make the charge after the ball is inserted. 2-1 Walpole. Early on, third period. Come out to Birch. Birch drops it on the left wing. Pass comes through, and the shot and the score.
They scored.
They scored on the penalty corner. And that's a big goal for Walpole. It makes it 3-1 on the penalty corner at 9:19. Well, Jay, it's not quantity, I guess. It's the quality of your penalty corners. Franklin has had 13, and Walpole has had 3. And Walpole, I believe, directly scored on that one, and the other one they scored indirectly on their first penalty corner.
Yeah, it's also Walpole has done a tremendous job defending those corners.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw Birch set up her teammate beautifully. The ball was carried in. We'll wait for the scorer on that. 3-1. And that's going to be Elena Gavoni getting the goal.
And Birch on the assist, number 15.
We saw Birch
Yeah.
set it up beautifully. So Gavoni gets the goal. Franklin digging in again on defense. Play coming in. Franklin clears it out of there. And let's see, they're going to call a corner.
Another corner, yeah.
Another penalty corner. 2-2 on the half on penalty corners in the game. 13-4. Franklin with the lead, but on the scoreboard, 3-1 Walpole.
You know, you hope, Pete, the players right now for Franklin are still with it, if you will, that they're not just shell-shocked.
Cusick inserts it to Birch. Back to Birch. Inside. Ball carried through. The shot, the kick saved by Devin Barry. And it's going to be off a Porker, and the Panthers will have it at the 16.
Courtesy of number 3, Elena Govani. Assisted by number 15.
So Franklin will start off. And now they'll advance it towards midfield. Wernig digging for it. She's got a goal. Haley on the right side. Franklin will have it further upfield. So a rare trip here in the last few minutes in the offensive zone by the Panthers. And it's Cuneo to insert it. She loops it. It's blocked. Cuneo wins it back. She fans on it and taken back by the Porkers. They go sideline with it. Will they get to it in time? No, they won't. And Franklin will have the throw-in inside midfield. 7:10 to go in the third. This is Maeve Ralston. Ralston, too strong and picked back in there by Ella Gavoni, who just scored. And her ball comes to the Walpole bench. And Ella Griffin will have it for Franklin.
Pete, one, I think, stat I'd be curious about is the number of Maves who have played field hockey for Franklin.
Backhanded
We've had a bunch of them.
Backhanded by Raina Crandall. And I believe this is going to be a
corner.
A corner. So that's going to be number 14 in the game 3 this half, 11 in the first half. Franklin has not yet scored on a PC. And it'll be Sophia Cuneo, the artist, getting it inbounds. Cuneo waits word. Here we go. Cuneo will get it out for Emily Carney. She'll go aerial. It's tipped in front by Raina Crandall. Ball is loose. Ralston got a stick on it, and she wins another corner. Maeve Ralston digging hard. 15 corners in the game for Franklin offensively. They've given up only 4.
Cuneo is such an unheralded player. Warnig, Carney, as well as Crandall, seem to get most of the recognition. They score.
Ball in front, controlled by Weiss. She tips it forward inside Raina Crandall, and she fouls a play off her knee, and the ball will go back to the Porkers. A good penalty corner attempt there by Franklin. Porkers take it out to midfield. This is going to be Adams, sends it wide. Charging through is Kate Schneider. Schneider, her pass is blocked in front. The centering ball past the crease, and Franklin clears it, but not all the way out. Back in front, and now Franklin clears it in a foul called off the knee of Franklin, and it's going to be a penalty corner against Franklin, the 5th one they've surrendered. Time remaining, 4:52. Clock moving here in the second period, 3-1. Each team with a goal here in the third period. So Franklin will don the masks. O'Brien is there. Dennett is there. Of course, Devin Barry, Ella Griffin is there. And Cuneo, I believe, is there. Here's the insert. It comes low. Now it's out to the top. There's the drive there. It's chipped in front in a violation off of Walpole. Franklin will have it at the 16. So they survive it. Dennett goes left side, but too strong and out of bounds. It'll be an unforced error there, and Walpole will take it back. This is Kate Schneider. Her ball is blocked by Raina Crandall. Raina charging through, still controlling it. Raina looking for a pass, gets it on the wide side. Picked up in there by Cuneo. Out for Haley Wernig, turns on the speed, chips at it, can't control it, and taken by Walpole to midfield and beyond. Here come the Porkers with some space. They're going to go big. The shot is deflected and taken back. Now Franklin clears it out, but not all the way. Kept in the looper coming through. Raina Crandall gets a leg on it, and a foul called here on Franklin. A free hit coming at the 25 for Walpole.
Can kind of see the Panthers are kind of back on their heels right now.
Ball for the right side for Gavoni. Elena, she's got a goal. Her centering pass comes through. Wernig tries to get to it. Does, but can't control. Tips it away. Wernig battling for it. One back in there by Hagen. Emily. Ball on the far side. Emily Hagen still takes it. She spins one through in front. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a free hit at the 16 coming for Franklin. I believe, no, they're going to send it out to Walpole at the 25, and they'll have a free hit. 3-1, Walpole. Birch. Karen on the right side, that's too strong, and Franklin will have it back with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third period. Franklin down by 2, same deficit they had at halftime. Addie Weiss can't control, and she draws a foul. Franklin will have it now. Brooke Taylor in front, but the defense is there for Walpole, and it's now chipped away, and Taylor fans on the shot, and it goes out of bounds. Be taken back by Gavoni.
Right now, Franklin and their passes just don't necessarily have a destination. They're just kind of trying to drop it into the offensive end, and that's going to be a corner.
So the ball is hit out, and it's going to be number 6 in the game for this half. The half is even on penalty corners, 4-4. First half, 11-2 Franklin. Under 2 minutes to go in the third period. Clock not yet a factor, but we get into the fourth quarter, and sooner or later it will be a factor. It's 3-1. Penalty corner coming up. Comes over to Birch. Karen Birch. She goes looping in front. The score.
And they
The
score.
rebound there. Birch again sets it up. So it's been a marvelous attempt at penalty corners for Walpole, and they take it. A big lead now, 4-1. Time remaining 1:20 here in the third period.
Pete, we've seen in the last 10 minutes why Walpole's been the number one team for the balance of the year.
And going back a few years, they've been outstanding. So Franklin with the center pass. They will need to crank it up. Down now, 4-1. It's the biggest lead by Walpole tonight. They had a 2-0, 3-1, now 4-1. Carney. Backhander. Gets through.
Walpole's defense, Pete, is just as tough as Franklin has had to deal with. Just watching Carney there, she's normally able to just spin right by players, and tonight unable to do so.
Ball is kept in by Walpole, and they take it down. Emma being Cooley, and she draws a foul again. She fouls, and Franklin will have the free hit with 33 seconds to go in the third period. This is Ella Griffin. She sends one up strong, but it's saved there by midfield for the Porkers. They send one in. This is Gavoni. Pass to the center of the field, still controlled there. Can they chase it down in time? Yes, they can. They send one in deep. Time winding down in the third. The advance and the steal by Carney, Emily, and she draws a foul with only 2 seconds to go. And the third quarter will come to an end with that long pass. And we've played 45 minutes of action here from Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton High School. And after 3, it's Walpole 4 and Franklin 1.
Pete, we must thank the people here at Taunton High School. Have been great to us, helping us set up, helping us. We're actually indoors tonight, which is pretty darn good considering it's 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
But led by Athletic Director Mark Otto Vanelli. Otto was very gracious in emails, trying to help us out, get us set up. So we're very thankful to the people here at Taunton High School. As always, they're normally very good to us, and that's because they have Franklin's own Brad Sidwell as their football coach. So.
All right. Tip of the hat to our host school here at Taunton, a neutral site for this game. The finals will be on Saturday, a time to be determined. It'll be the winner of this game against the winner of Andover versus Wachusett. That's a 2-3 seed. This is a 1-4 seed. So it's 4-1. So Kendall Cusack gets credit for that last goal. I'm sure Birch was involved.
Birch had the assist, yes.
2 assists and a goal for Birch. Unbelievable. And the other goal by Izzy Adams, and she was assisted by Taylor Carter. So what a game for Karen Birch. That's Kerin, Karen Birch.
You know, she's able to do, Pete, tonight. She's been able to do kind of what Carney's been able to do all year. You know, I don't want to say score at will, but she knows what she's doing. She gets the ball on the net or gets it to someone who's right in front. You can see right now the coaches talking to Emily Carney, just trying to get her going, get her focused as they move forward. I'm sure right now it's a frustrating time for the Panthers because, again, they're so close.
So close, and right now we're tied. We're not tied. We're in the 4-1 period where Walpole has the big lead, and we have 15 minutes of play to see what can happen here. So will Franklin leave it out on the field here in the final 15? Walpole, the number 1 seed. They'll have the center pass to begin the play in the period. Walpole, not a lot of opportunities, but they do take advantage of what they can. Ball is out to midfield, controlled by Karen Birch. Her little flip backhander up a little bit, and now it's advanced further up for the Porkers, taken back there by Raina Crandall for Franklin.
You know,
I'm sorry, Maddie O'Brien.
you look at the passing of Walpole, and it's going to a player. There's an intention with it, and not all of Franklin's passes have an intention. They just go and they hope a teammate's in the area to get it.
Here's Raina Crandall. Draws a double team contact and a foul called against Walpole. Is it going to be a card? It's going to be a card. We're going to have a card here. It's a green card and a yellow card. A green card that advanced to a yellow card, Jay?
4 minutes. I think
the foul is on Elena Gavoni. The referee first showed a green and then she turned it to a yellow card. The referee is Margaret Brown Oberlander, and they're sorting it out at the scorer's table.
I think they're resetting the clock.
14:09. So Gavoni is out. She's in the penalty area.
So
and Franklin will play a player up.
Player up, and they've got to capitalize on this.
Comes through all the way. So it's controlled deep in the Franklin zone. Great forechecking by Schneider. And now the ball will go back to Franklin, but that takes some precious time off the penalty. And it'll be Lindsay Dennett to get things going for the Panthers. Dennett unleashes, hits up on Wernig's stick, taken back by Karen Birch. Birch sends it in and all the way through. Coming through with it there is Izzy Adams. She's got a goal here tonight. Good penalty kill so far by Walpole, taken back by Franklin.
Well, so far the entire penalty's been played in Walpole's offensive end.
Ball goes by the end line. Franklin, let's see what they're going to call here. Franklin at the 16, and they'll start it out. This is Lindsay Dennett. Lindsay, the hockey player, ice hockey as well. Wernick can't connect. Ball is kept in. Dribble forward. Adams for the Porkers on the left wing. Down further. Franklin controlling it. They finally get to it off a player sent in front, and a whistle and a foul called here and a free hit. So far, looks like Walpole playing a player up, not a player down. We're 12:28 left in the game. 4-1 Franklin. Can they take advantage of this player advantage? Ball on the far side. Knocked out. Kept in now by Franklin. They started out to midfield. On the drive here. Going down hard. No call on Raina Crandall. They were looking for a call. She took a spill, and Gavoni's penalty is up. So I think that was only 2 minutes for Gavoni.
Yeah, it was.
So we're at even strength again. Ball taken back, stolen by Wernig, and she can't control it. Rolls off her knee, and it's going to be a turnover off the knee of Haley Wernig. She's got the lone Panther goal. Ball out to midfield. Controlled there by the Porkers, and they go down hard. And with it there was Caitlin Naughton. On the right side, this is Gavoni off her penalty, come back into the game and figures prominently. Birch in front, her ball is rolled up and it's wide, and Devin Barry raises her arms and washes the ball past the end line. It'll be free kick coming out to the Panther to the 16-yard line.
You know, Pete, Walpole is showing why they are the premier high school team in field hockey and have been for years.
They are tremendous. Taylor Carter with her centering ball in front. And now it's going to be a violation, and Franklin will have it. They'll slow it down. And Dennett will start it off for Franklin. She unloads, but not far. Perfect position for the Porkers. They take it back into the offensive zone. Now it's kicked out deep. Meanwhile, the clock is under 11 to go here in this period, in the final period. Out to midfield. Good control there by Birch. Oh, she's a talented player.
She
Karen
really
Birch.
is.
Franklin digs for it, and foul called against Franklin. Porkers have it, trying to build on a 4-1 lead, and that's a unallowed hit, swing, and Franklin will take it back. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the game. Ball on the far side.
You know, still the Panthers passes, Pete, just aren't ending up on the sticks of their teammates. They're ending up on Walpole sticks.
And Walpole controls it on that far side, intended there for Schneider, and she'll be granted the ball. Kate Schneider. And she'll put it in bounds. She'll defer now to Kendall Cusack, who's got an assist here tonight. Ball in front, out deep. Birch tips it over to Gavoni. Elena upfield. There's a good pass and a violation against Franklin. Gavoni back charging through, gets the ball through, not all the way into the circle, and Franklin awaits for the ball and gathers it in.
Franklin needs a couple of good deep pushes.
Nice steal there by Caitlin Naughton.
You can sense that they're kind of struggling with their confidence
Ball
right
comes
now.
back to Grace Hagan in front. Caitlin Naughton, good control. Wernick can't get to it, and a foul called against Naughton. A kick by Naughton, and Franklin will have it. They try to start it up quickly. That defense is so strong. Franklin cannot get anything going here. Player goes down. It's going to be awarded to Franklin. We're under 9 minutes to go in the game. Pete Royce with you, Jay Horgan alongside, our producer, our director, our technologist today, Chris Leverone. Our student assistant, Kylie Silvestri. Here comes Haley Wernick looking for goal number 2.
Really the deepest pressure they've had this quarter.
Wernick, she's going to shoot. It comes through. The
kick
save
save
by Abby Johnson.
And a beaut.
Johnson with another nice save.
Yeah.
The senior goalkeeper.
You know, she's been tremendous tonight. As good as Birch has been out in the field of play, Johnson's been just as good in the net for Walpole.
Ball is loose, but Walpole controls it. Send one on the far side, trying to keep it in bounds. They do. They win the ball. Good hustle there by Caitlin Naughton. She's a good player, only a junior. Time check, 7:30 to go. It's the Final Four matchup. Franklin undefeated, one tie on the season, that's it. But Walpole with a pretty good lead here. They start out with some space. They're going to send it in the corner. Chasing it down there is Emma Bianculli, and it's stolen by Franklin. Their backhander cannot clear the zone and is kept in by Grace Hagan. For Birch, for Gavoni, that's good passing. Gavoni with it, and her ball is taken back and a foul called on Gavoni. Ralston wins it for Franklin.
Geez, I'm wondering. It can't be the same. I went to high school with a Grace Hagan who was a tremendous field hockey player. She can't still have eligibility left.
Off of Chloe Essam, and the ball goes back to Walpole. This is Grace Hagan. Walpole just eating clock here. Wernick pokes it and steals it for Raina Crandall. Back, can't get it to Wernick. A foul though, and Franklin will have it. This is Haley Wernick, and Franklin will slow it down and take the free hit. Emily Carney goes right wing, but almost picked off.
No, it was knocked out by Walpole. She was trying to lead one of her teammates and unable to do so.
Those zones are so packed in by Walpole's defenders. They're so good on the defense. Here's Emily Carney, her looper, gets through right in front, charging through. It's off the player, and
Corner.
it's going to be a penalty corner called. We haven't had one in a while. It's the first penalty corner of this period, 4 each in the third period. 16 penalty corners on the day offensively for Franklin. They've given up 6. But the 6 that they gave up, 2 of those, at least 2, resulted in scores directly. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Sophia Cuneo will inbound it. Cuneo, the senior, gets it in front for Carney. She loops it for Wernig. And the defense closes quickly and a foul called.
Going to be a corner again.
And it should be another penalty corner.
Yeah.
It's 2 this period, 2 within the last 15 seconds. Meanwhile, the clock runs under 5 minutes to go.
You know, Franklin just is unable. You know, Walpole's just so aggressive. Franklin's unable to do what they need to do with these, especially Carney.
Emily Carney swings. It's blocked in front, and a whistle in
another corner.
Another corner.
That went off player's foot. But if you watch, they're inserting the ball to Carney, and Carney, you can almost see the frustration on Carney because those defenders are getting on her before the ball almost gets there.
Wernig this time
takes this.
to Carney. She's inside, charging through. Her shot is blocked. The goalkeeper is out, and Franklin scores. Franklin scores. That time they got the shot off, and
I think that is.
Okay, it's going to be Raina Crandall.
Is that who it was,
yeah,
Crandall?
Raina Crandall.
Raina Crandall.
Makes it 4-2 at 4:14. 4-2. So, still life for the Panthers. 4:14 to go. And the ball is out of bounds. Unforced error. Nice defense there by Chloe Essam. Back to Maeve Ralston. Ralston for Essam, too strong, is going to roll out of bounds.
Carney gets the assist on that goal by Crandall.
Good. It was a good penalty corner for Franklin. And finally, their 18th results in a score. 18 corners.
Under 4 minutes, Pete. Still down 2 goals.
And Walpole has the ball, and they go loop. I've never seen so many aerials as we have here today, passing and shooting.
It's a huge part of their game, an important part of their game.
And the whistle, Franklin will get the ball back. We're under 3.5 minutes to go. Franklin needs 2 scores. Aerial, again, by Carney. It's blocked and sent out to the left wing with some space there. Now it's out of bounds, and Franklin will have it back. Cuneo. Sophia, blocked, taken back. Franklin wins it back. Emily Carney, her ball is blocked. Now it's kept back the other way. And free hit coming for Carney. She unloads, sends it in. It's wide, past everything, out to the 16, and Walpole will have the free hit. Under 3 minutes to go in the game, 4-2. It was a 2-0 lead at halftime. 3-1 after 3. 4-1 after 3, now 4-2. Ball out to midfield. One thing Walpole can do, they can flip the field in a heartbeat. Back for Franklin, Maddie O'Brien. O'Brien goes to the right, blocked by Walpole. Kept in, Walpole still driving. Whistle stops play, and Franklin will have the ball back with 2 minutes and 16 seconds in the game. This is Lindsay Dennett. Lindsay for Maeve Ralston. Maeve trying to control it, cannot. And the ball is going to be chipped away, and it's lost. Taken back by Walpole, and they get some space out to midfield. Chipped away in there by Griffin, but still controlled by Walpole. They're a talented team. They work the ball beautifully. Dug in there by Franklin. O'Brien tries to get to it. And it's controlled now by Franklin's Wernig. And ball is going to be called for a violation as Walpole. Franklin will have it with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game. Franklin down by 2. Out to midfield. Carney keeps it in. Sends it over to Wernig. Haley trying to bring the Panthers within 1. Her centering pass, and the violation here, an elbow called.
Penalty
and this should
corner.
be a penalty corner. Franklin.
What is that for a corner count, Pete?
For that is 19-6.
Wow.
19-6.
1 minute left.
In this half, 8-4. Franklin did score on the last one. Clock moving. We're under a minute. comes out. Carney, she's inside. Her backhander gets off, and it's going to be off a body of Franklin. It's going to be a free kick at the 16 for Walpole, and that will give them a huge advantage with the clock situation. They go right wing. Out near Ralston. She can't control it. Controlled by Walpole. We're under a minute, half a minute to go. On the rush out is Schneider. Kate Schneider. She wins the ball back.
They don't even, they just need to kill time here.
And a violation called, and Franklin will have one last ditch effort. 9 seconds to go. The Walpole fans counting it down. Now the ball is a violation, and Walpole has it. And Walpole is going to be your finalist in Division I as they'll move on to play in the championship game Saturday against either Andover or Wachusett.
And Pete,
they win it 4-1.
Pete,
4-2.
There was a little bit of confrontation between players on both teams. Two players at the end of that yelling at each other. Referee did a great job of separating them.
Well, Jay, it's going to end a long run
and
for Franklin.
It does look like Lindsay Dennett is injured, and I think she said something after she got hit right as time expired. She got hit by a stick, and one of the Walpole girls said something to her. She said something back. That's when the referee stepped in. But we see Dennett kind of limping around and being talked to by trainer Jen and Coach Hess.
So that's going to do it, Jay. It ends a tremendous season for Franklin. They're going to finish the season with one loss, their last game.
Well, and Pete, I think what they kind of did, they ran into a team that was a mirror reflection of them, that maybe had in Birch and Johnson in the net just a hair more talent. And as the PA announcer just announced, they're going to be going for their 13th state field hockey title.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Pete, we over the years, you and I have called more semifinal and quarterfinal games than 13, but we haven't been able to get over the hump yet.
What a tradition for Walpole. That was the challenge that Franklin met, and they came up 2 goals short. They end the season 20 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie.
Pete, just quickly before we sign off, we want to thank Kylie Silvestri, the student who helped us out tonight, and also complete thanks to Kara Ellis and Coach Hess, who both helped us being able to put this together and live stream this tonight. So thank you to all of them.
And that's going to do it. I'd like to thank you fans for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this exciting field hockey match. Franklin, this is the furthest they've come. Well, they've been here one other time a few years ago to the semifinal game. They get here today, could not advance further, and but the foundation remains in place for the Panthers to build in the future. They finished the season 21-1, and for Canton, they moved to 21-1-0. Wow, that's how tight these two teams have been. Well, thanks for tuning in. Jay, your final thoughts here as we close down the season and we look to we have volleyball ahead.
Volleyball playing in a little while, but for the Panthers, just a tremendous, tremendous season, coming up 1 game short of where they wanted to be. And you kind of knew back when they started practicing in August it was going to come down to getting by Walpole and unable to do so.
Yeah, we do see Dennett limping as she goes through the handshake line. So hopefully she'll be back for ice hockey. We look forward to that. I'd like to thank you fans for tuning in. For my partner, Jay Horgan, our producer, our director, our camera operator tonight, Chris Leverone among the first to arrive and the last to leave. This is Pete Royce for the whole crew. The final score for the final time as Walpole moves on to the state championship